Welcome back. Let's talk. Last week we saw the importance of opening up and sharing our thoughts and emotions to dependable persons. This week, shall we understand a little bit more about emotions? So, we come across people who always seem to be very calm and composed. They don't react much to anything, and we may wonder if nothing would upset them, whether they have something called emotions at all. And there are others who, on the contrary, get very emotional very easily, very quickly. They cry easily, they get angry very easily. Is it that only such people have emotions and the other type of people do not have any emotions? Not at all. Emotions are universal and every one of us experience them. When we face any situation based on the nature of the experience or how we interpret the situation, our body automatically secretes certain chemicals which cause emotions. Therefore, it applies to each one of us. Suppose we have a minor accident when we are going out. Say another car hits our vehicle. The moment that happens, automatically there are changes in the brain that creates some emotions. It may be anger, anxiety, or fear, or a combination of these emotions. Research says that these emotions are secreted just for 6 seconds. But there's a whole lot of difference in what happens thereafter between how one person reacts and the other person. And this is the reason all of us behave very differently to similar situations. In the above example, some may handle it very calmly, some may get very irritated, and some may be even taken by rage, and they may actually get down and get into a violent quarrel with the other person. Why is this difference? That's because each one of us processes the emotion in different ways. This depends on how we feel the emotion, what sort of thoughts these feelings give rise to, and how we integrate it with our previous experiences, that is, our memories. Let's first see how we experience these feelings physically. That is, what is a physiological response? In the above example, first, our heart would beat faster, we may be sweating profusely, our hands and feet may tremble or shake a bit. And along with these, thoughts occur. Suppose I am getting really mad at this person and I am raging with anger. I would probably be thinking that he has hit my vehicle on purpose. Or suppose I was driving a borrowed vehicle and the thought that I am answerable to that person. This can make me very angry. This can be compounded by the fact that if I see a very smug or arrogant face behind the wheel, right? On the other hand, suppose I just get mild irritation and I may be probably thinking it was a genuine mistake. And if I see that the other person is already showing remorse, then that also helps modulate my response. If instead of anger, I feel fear, I may be thinking I am at fault and I see a very enraged and angry person opposite me. So these kinds of feelings and the accompanying thoughts almost occur simultaneously. And there's a third aspect to it. Suppose just before this incident happened, I was already in a very bad mood. Say I was worrying about something, or I've had a fight with someone, or I've skipped my meal and I'm feeling very hungry, or it's been a very hot day. So even if I realize that the accident happened because of my carelessness, I will still be very angry. I'll be angry at the other person, I'll be angry at myself, although I'll be only showing it to him, right? So there are basically 3 things involved here. Whenever a situation happens, it's a stimulus and it creates an automatic emotion in us. The way we process this emotion depends on many things like a subjective experience which give rise to certain feelings and thoughts. And we react based on these feelings and thoughts. And this would greatly depend on our mood at that time also. According to scientists, these thoughts usually answer 6 types of questions. And our reaction is based on the answers we get to these questions. Let's try to understand this through another example. A husband and wife had come for couple therapy. They've been having frequent fights, arguments. In the previous day, they've had a huge fight which had brought them for therapy. During the therapy session, I asked them to elaborate the argument they had the previous day. The husband had stained his costly shirt outside somewhere, and he had asked his wife to clean it for him. She tried many things, but the stain is probably a very tough one and it wouldn't go fully. So when the husband was narrating this incident, he shared that, "Ma'am, I didn't do anything, or I didn't tell her anything, accuse her of anything. I just told her, okay, I'll clean it myself. And I took the shirt from her." Is that wrong? I mean, she had such a big anger outburst. This is how it has always been with her. She starts screaming and crying as though I've done something very, very bad. So the wife was crying softly. Through a small exercise, we accessed what happened to her at that moment. What were her feelings? How did she process them? And what were her thoughts when her husband told her, "I'll clean it myself," and took the shirt from her hand? Of course, she felt very hurt, and there were a lot of thoughts racing through her mind. And these thoughts, as I mentioned earlier, they were actually replies to 6 questions. What are those questions? We'll see next week. So what did the wife want? She wanted her husband to respect her, to appreciate her, to approve her. Something like, "You did your best. I guess this is a tough stain and maybe I could have been more careful myself."